Arsenal is back to the Premier League. The last time they played the Premier League game of football, they lost to Fulham by 2-1, and here they come to obviously get into action. From the Premier League, they last played against Liverpool. That was on the 7th of this month, and they lost to Liverpool by 2-0 at the Emirates. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. Hope you guys are really having a fantastic stay wherever you are. This is the channel that brings you your latest news and information as far as your favorite teams are really concerned. Remember, on this channel, we 100% we do Arsenal and other teams, and Manchester United is not where its news is featured. If you want to obviously watch me do what we call the news concerning Manchester United, United Matters channel is the place to be, and you can as well find me there. So go into the live chat, vote for who you think is gonna be the man of the vote for who is gonna win this game of football. In the poll already, there is Arsenal already. There is Arsenal already. There is Crystal Palace win and a draw. So you can choose what result is really echoing into your ears and mine. Now, Deep calls Deep. Lord lead me. He's called Elijah. Thank you for watching it through. He has been the first person to come in through and obviously comment onto this live video. And guys, you can as well continue to do that, and let's continue to bring you what the starting 11 of Arsenal is all about. And Mikel Arteta has gone ahead to make some drastic changes as David Raya returns in goal. Remember, the last time Arsenal played a game of football, it was Aaron Ramsdale in between the stitches of the club of Arsenal, meaning that the chances of Aaron Ramsdale to get into the goal of Arsenal have gone ahead to reduce because they're out of the Carabao Cup, they're out of the Premier League, they're out of the FA Cup. Those are the two tournaments that would have gone ahead to obviously get in ample playing time, and I doubt whether he'll play any other game of football apart from Arsenal playing Brentford, because he cannot play against a team that loaned him to the Arsenal side, that is David Raya, and I think that's the only game that Aaron Ramsdale will face, unless otherwise David Raya gets an injury. Then we are having Benjamin White, William Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes, Zinchenko returns into the starting 11 of Arsenal, having gone ahead to have a little bit of a calf injury, but he's back. Declan Rice, Kai Havertz, Martin Odegaard, Saka, Trossard, and Gabriel Jesus are the team that Mikel Arteta has gone ahead to choose to face the side of Crystal Palace. On the substitutes, there is Aaron Ramsdale, Cedric Soares, Walters, Jakub Kivio, Jorginho, Emily Smith-Rowe, Nelson, Martinelli, and Edin Ketia. That is the start. That is the bench of Arsenal, and Mikel Arteta has gone ahead to name it as you see it there. Then we go to that of we go to the team of Crystal Palace. They're having Dean Henderson in goal, formerly at Man United. Now he comes in to obviously play part into this beautiful game of football. Klein, Anderson, Guehi is the captain, Michelle, Richards, Lema, Hughes, Eze, Scalp, and Mateta. That is the starting 11 of Crystal Palace. When we go to the bench, there is Johnston, Tompkins, Daramola, there is Rodwell, Ozo, Almada, Eviela, Franca, and Eduardo. So that is the starting 11 for the side of Crystal Palace, and they've gone ahead obviously pay visit to Arsenal. The last time they visited here, I think the game ended 3-1 in favor of Arsenal. That is it. The game ended 3-1 in favor of Arsenal, and it's really gonna be very competitive game for the side of Arsenal as they come in through to obviously get themselves to where they deserve to be into this beautiful game of football. Remember, Arsenal need to win this game of football. After winning it, they will be at 43 points. And remember, they are playing before Liverpool. If Arsenal win today, they will be 2 points behind Liverpool, and Liverpool is going to be playing Bournemouth tomorrow. In games that you think they might go ahead and really drop some points as a side of Liverpool. Now, let's go to the lineups and which formations these managers have gone ahead obviously get it through. Remember, the manager of Arsenal is Mikel Arteta, and the manager of the manager of Crystal Palace is Roy Hodgson. And so we thank you for obviously being here and taking us through this beautiful journey. And thank you for always loving us to the fullest. So, as you see that starting 11 of Arsenal there, it's David Raya in goal. That is it. Then Benjamin White, right back. He's going to be facing Scalp. And I think without Ayew playing at the African Cup of Nations and this other guy, Olise Michael, that is linked to Arsenal, not into the starting 11 of Crystal Palace and not either on the bench, that gives them a very good goal to see to it that they obviously don't get a lot of threat. That is it. I think the only threat is Ebelechi Eze, because he can really craft nothing. He can craft something from nothing. Benjamin White, right back of Arsenal. Zinchenko returns into the starting 11 of Arsenal. If I told you watched my predicted starting 11, I'm going to have to give Jakub Kiwior to start this game of football. But I think Zinchenko has gone ahead to obviously pass the late fitness test and is into the starting 11 of Arsenal. William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes, one of the best central defense partnership in the Premier League as per now. They're obviously there to play some beautiful game of football, and that is the back four of Arsenal. They really have a very huge job because Arsenal has only gone ahead to keep 3 clean sheets at the Emirates, especially in the Premier League. Against Brighton 2-0, against Sheffield 5-0, against Manchester City, that game ended 1-0. So this time round, Arsenal need to obviously raise up to the expectations to see to it that this back four tries to keep a clean sheet. Now, the midfield 3, it's as I predicted it: Rice, Odegaard, and Kai Havertz, because I knew to it that this is the ideal midfield 3 of the manager of Arsenal, and that's how he wants his players to obviously be lining up. And no worries about these 3, especially taking on the side of Crystal Palace. But you'd love to see to it that Odegaard and Kai Havertz create a lot of chances. You know, they connect the midfield to the attack a lot, to see to it that Saka, who is playing as a right forward, and Trossard, who is playing as a left forward, really get into the best positions with the ball to create chances for the number 9 of Arsenal. One of the things I don't really believe in is that Gabriel Jesus is not a person who can get Arsenal the goals they want. For this, I can argue with any Arsenal fan until kingdom come. I once told people that I've been watching the Premier League for the last 2 decades. That is it. And there is a man who led the line for Arsenal that was not all that really a good striker and very clinical. That was Emmanuel Shea Adebayo. Emmanuel Shea Adebayo led the line of Arsenal, and I remember a season where he went ahead to score 30 goals. But how did he come to score all those goals? It's because of the creativity that was around him. Remember, by the time Arsenal had they had Heleb, they had Rosicky, they had Cesc Fabregas. I think even Samir Nasser was in the mix. There was Robin van Persie. You know, that team of Arsenal was really good. And when it came to obviously creating chances, it was really one of the best that you'll always want to relate to. So I really felt like some Arsenal fans are just being not okay with what really went ahead to happen way back in the days when Arsenal was playing, you know, when Arsenal was really playing. So all you need to say to it that Jesus gets you the goals. Let these people create chances for him. That is it. Let these players of Arsenal create chances for Gabriel Jesus, and the rest will be history. The more they continue to create chances for him, the more he's gonna get into the mode to obviously dispatch of those chances. But you don't create chances for your number 9, and you tell the coach that get us Ivan Toney, get us Victor Osimhen, get us Vlahovic. Guys, the problem isn't a number 9. Arsenal has to go through the phases like what Man City went through. By the time Man City went in for Haaland, they were 100% sure that they could create chances for the number 9, and all what was missing to complete the jigsaw of Manchester City was a number 9. But ask yourself, do you think the missing piece in Arsenal's jigsaw is a number 9? I 100% disagree with everyone who thinks so, that the missing piece in Arsenal's jigsaw is a number 9. I don't really believe that, and we can argue till kingdom come if you obviously raise that. All I want to see is Arsenal creating chances for their number 9, and the number 9 going ahead to miss lots of chances. That is it. If they reach that level, then they can obviously go in and really sign a number 9. Because, as I told you, a right back is needed at Arsenal, a modern right back. They need lots and lots of other people to come in through and obviously put up lots of things together and obviously take the side of Arsenal to where they deserve to be. So for me, I believe Gabriel Jesus can score goals. And I told you this season, Jesus is going to score 20 goals. He's going to score them. And I don't know how people are obviously going to hide, because he's having 3 in the Premier League and 4 in the Champions League, meaning that he's left with only 13 goals to see to it that he gets going or hits that target. And trust me, against FC Porto, he might even score 2 goals, and in the Champions League, he has, I think, 5 or 4 more goals to go, meaning that he just has to play in the Premier League and score 9 goals. That is it. And what are you guys gonna say if he accomplishes the season with 20 goals? And I've seen this narrative being spread all around that, has he ever gonna hit to score 20 goals a season? Now, when he came in at Manchester City, he never got a chance to be played as a number 9. And I told you, for the few games that he went ahead to be played as a number 9, you remember that game where they knocked out Real Madrid? Jesus was really very pivotal and he scored goals. You remember the goal he scored 4? He scored 4 in 1 because he was leading the line. You get? So, those are all lies being painted by the media. And trust me, when he was still playing at Palmeiras, he was a number 9 and he was very clinical. Pep Guardiola brings him at Man City. He turns him into a different kind of player altogether, because he was young and was excited to play for Manchester City. He had to really go ahead and really dance to the tunes of Pep Guardiola. You get? But at at Arsenal, he's trying to get back those instincts of a number 9 that he lost some 5 years ago when he was at Manchester City. Manchester City brainwashed him from being a number 9, because in most of the games he was not played as a number 9. He was played as a left forward, right forward. That is it. So, I think people need to obviously get their facts right. So, I think he's going to really score goals. And he's one of the people I tip to score today. That is it. He's one of the people I'm tipping to score today. Then, when you go to Crystal Palace, they're having this starting 11. This is the starting 11 of Crystal Palace. Dean Henderson, formerly at Man United, in the goal. The back 4 is Klein, formerly at Liverpool, right back. He's going to be facing Leandro Trossard, and that's going to be one of the biggest battles you're going to enjoy, because Trossard sometimes doesn't really utilize this space. When he gets this ball, he just runs diagonally. That's why I love him. He does things that Gabriel Martinelli has failed to do. And I'm so excited that the manager is going to hit to really drop Martinelli, because he is known where he was last season. And the only way to see to it that he gets back to where he deserves to be is by getting him off the bench to come in through and obviously thrive. Because when a player comes off the bench, he finds a team that is really tired a little bit, and he can maybe utilize on his pace and really get himself going. So I think it has been a very huge decision made by Mikel Arteta to drop this guy. He deserves to be dropped, because there is no need to obviously start a player who is not into the right mode. Then Michel is going to face Bukayo Saka. Michel is really solid, and I think Saka needs to obviously change his play, as I've gonna hate to reiterate on this, that I hate it when Saka gets the ball and runs here. I hate it each and every time he runs towards the touchline, and the byline. Do what Trossard does. Trossard gets the ball from here, he inverts here, he narrows the pitch and leaves this space for the overlapping left back of Arsenal. So I also want to see Saka getting the ball here and making this diagonal run, narrow the pitch and let this space for Benjamin White. But every time he gets the ball, he runs here, yet he's supposed to invert inside and really run this side. So Arteta should improve on his tactics, guys, because I tell you, the worst thing of Mikel Arteta is that he's someone who is really predictable. Mikel Arteta is very, very predictable, and there is no way you will obviously give him a benefit of doubt on what he's going to have to do for the last period of time. All I can let you know is he's a very good guy, but he needs to obviously get certain things right as a manager. And I think he's playing this guy. He's playing him. He has gone ahead to obviously gate a lot from the guy, but I think he can improve him better. And how do you improve him better? Go out and see to it that he inverts, because the moment he starts inverting, and sometimes he obviously runs to the outside, and sometimes he's direct, he's not going to be predictable. But every person who goes into mark Saka knows it, that when Saka gets the ball, he's going to run here. So when that happens, you don't really have to give it a go. Now, when you look at the midfield, Richards, Leima, and Ebelechi Eze, I tell you, the man that Arsenal should be keeping an eye on, it's Ebelechi Eze. It's Ebelechi Eze, because this lad is one of a kind, that he takes in a lot, especially into the creative bit. When you reach a level, when teams like Arsenal, Manchester City, and Liverpool are really interested in you, it shows you that you've gone ahead to convince those top managers that you are really great and you can do a lot to see to it that you take your team to where it deserves to be. Now, Ebelechi Eze is a deadly guy, especially into the final third of the pitch. They should look out onto him. With the absentia of Jordan Ayew and Olise, all they should be looking about, all they should be keeping their tabs on, is none other than Ebelechi Eze. Ebelechi Eze is a very good guy. Very good guy, and I think they should look at him. Mateta, the energy I think that he has cannot really see to it that he wins a physical battle against Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes, because all those two are really strong. Their physicality is really unquestioned. When you look at Hughes and Scalp, obviously, I think Hughes is going to drop a little bit in the midfield, right? And we might see Ebelechi Eze playing in these front three positions to see that everything really doesn't really sour up for the side of Crystal Palace. So when I look at Crystal Palace, I think they're a team, but I don't see them competing here. I don't see them competing here, and they're going to face it rough. If there is a team that deserves to be beaten, it's going to be this side. And if you are Arsenal, when you look at how the Premier League table is really looking, all you would fancy for is to get in a win from this side of Crystal Palace. That is it. Beat them, go to 43 points, level up with Manchester City, and then leave them to sort themselves out when the next time really comes. This is the Premier League table and how it's looking, and this is why it's very important for Arsenal to come in through and obviously win this game. Liverpool is having 20 games played, and they're having 45 points. Manchester City, 20 games played, they're having 43 points. Aston Villa, 21 games played, they're having 43 points. Arsenal, 20 games played, they're having 40 points. Now, when you look at the top four, this is what really comes to our mind. First and foremost, Arsenal is having 40 points. If they win, they go to 43, meaning that they'll be level with Man City and Aston Villa. Man City has a goal difference of 25. Aston Villa has a goal difference of 16. Arsenal has a goal difference of 17. So, Arsenal coming up with any win, they'll go third. They'll go third. Because I don't see them score 9 goals in this game to obviously go second. But they'll be 3 points ahead of Tottenham Hotspur that went ahead to draw with Man United by 2-2 at Old Trafford, meaning that Arsenal will be at 43 points after 21 games played. So, 21 games played, Arsenal being at 43 points, it will help them to keep in the vicinity of Man City, and they would have gone ahead obviously close down onto the side of Liverpool, because they'll be 2 points behind Liverpool. Liverpool is playing Bournemouth tomorrow in a game that is not easy. I know some people have gone ahead obviously said, no way, Liverpool is not going to lose in the Premier League. I've seen games that come easy, but you predict that your team is going to win and it ends up losing. So, I never saw Arsenal losing to West Ham. I never saw Arsenal losing to Fulham, but they lost those 2 games. And if Arsenal are going ahead to win those 2 games, they would have gone ahead to be on top of the Premier League table at 46 points. But they dropped 6 points. But thank God, they are still in the vicinity of Liverpool and Manchester City. If Liverpool win their game in hand tomorrow, they'll be at 48 points. Arsenal will be at 43 points, meaning that Liverpool will be how many points ahead of Liverpool? Sorry, behind Liverpool, 5. Then Manchester City will be at 46, and they'll be 3 points behind the side of. Sorry, Arsenal will be 3 points behind them. That is it. So I'm really excited to see how this game of football is really gonna end. But all in all, it's really very important to note that nothing is not gonna happen if Arsenal don't go ahead to win these games. All Arsenal have to do is get ready, win these games, and let the going go on as planned. That is it. Nothing else do Arsenal have. All they have is simple. Gate this going. And if you keep it going, then the rest will be history. And this game is really very important. You know, Arsenal is going to play their first Premier League game, right, this season. And we all admit that they ended last year on a bad note. And they started this season on a bad note because they went ahead to lose to Liverpool in the FA Cup. Now, they coming through to obviously get going. And the football, it's I think TNT Sport have been really asking Bukayo Saka about the Dubai trip, and Saka's got the following to say. It was really nice for us. We took time to refresh, reconnect with the boys, and come back in good spirits and really hungry to get 3 points today. So we all know that it was really important to note that they really had a very good go down in Dubai, and maybe they needed it to see to it that they obviously get to where they deserve to be as a club, because sometimes you need to find yourself winning. You know, if you get yourself winning, maybe it can be a spark for a title race that Arsenal have always gone ahead to obviously be really waiting to do. So as it stands here for me, I'm giving Arsenal a win of 3-1. 3-1. I really think that Arsenal can keep a clean sheet today. That is it. I'm sorry to say, but I don't see them keeping a clean sheet today. Do you know why? Because they've taken long without keeping a clean sheet at home, right? So I cannot come here and really give them a clean sheet. But all I know is that it's going to be a game of football that most of you are going to love. You're going to love what you're going to see by your eyes. And Arsenal is going to really take its health to the winning ways, and they are really doing the needful. Remember, today Ivan Toney returns back to football action. Have you forgotten that? The guy is gonna return to do the job. Then Ngonzi Richard is calling in for a 2-1 win for the side of Arsenal. Yeah, for me, I'm going for a 3-1 win, by the way. 3-1 win for the side of Arsenal, and I think it's going to be one of those biggest games that you guys are really going to enjoy. For the last 3 games I've gone ahead to be here, Arsenal's gone ahead to be beaten. You know, Liverpool 2-0, Fulham 2-1, and West Ham 2-0. Can they really turn it around? All God knows. But there is a huge positive in Arsenal losing these games as they enter into the remaining 18 games of the season, because if you lose now, you can easily catch up if at all you are consistent enough. For example, look at how Man City went ahead to obviously take on Arsenal and really win the trophy. If Arsenal can replicate exactly what Man City went ahead to do last season and keep it going and not lose any game, then they can really be what we call the title contenders of this season. So let's end this poll coming in from the Arsenal fans, and let's see how you guys have gone ahead to vote. 100% have called in for an Arsenal win. So Arsenal fans are really charged up for this win, and I hope you guys are really ready. In the next 20 minutes, we are going to go to Emirates and see what is going to take place that side. Rokan David remains my name. For everyone that's been part of this channel, we sign out for now. See you later. I return when the game of football is done. The Muslims Barak Laufik.